on the retweet button. Try that one, that might actually work. We are going to have the PVZ, as I mentioned. We will jump into this one right now. It is going to be one of the heavyweights of the C scene, one of the big champs. Saw him live at WCS Australia. It was a whole bunch of fun up there in Sydney. Shout out to anyone else who was there. It was a really great time. If we have a load. There we go. Alright, we're all good now, guys. Don't panic. Don't panic, I said. Calm down. Alright, so starting down at the bottom left-hand side as our pink Protoss player, purchasing powerful Protoss, something else that starts with P that isn't the word that you're all going to suggest in the chat, because I know you are. It is ToRSchnitzel. I love schnitzel. I'm just going to put that out right now. I love schnitzels. Schnitzels. Maybe this guy schnitzel as well. Who knows? We'll find out. It depends how good he is, and it depends how many DTs and carriers he makes. Anyway, his opponent, the blue Zerg player up at the top right-hand side of Cloud Kingdom. Of course, you all will know him. He's one of the best players to come out of Australia. He's been up there in the GM rank on Korea. And we'll see how he goes here. Of course, he's known for his macro. It is Team IM's Mafia. So, very amount of stuff out of Schnitzel. It's an honor to play you, sir. Thank you from Mafia. Of course, both these players would have been banned by now if this was in Pro League, because that's just too bad-mannered to say stuff like that. And Schnitzel, having a quick scout around, is just going to see what's got... Are you serious? Parmigiano is better than Schnitzel? Are you serious, man? No way. I don't know what you're on. Really nice harass here from Schnitzel. I do like that. That is very cute. Actually, he's going to get, one more shot, one more taser shot on that drone. That was very nicely done. Looks like he is going to go for a Nexus first base play. Not going to chuck the Forge down. He knows that Mafia is very much a macro-based player. Of course, macro being the, macro Mafia is a way that you could nickname him if you wanted to, but he doesn't have that nickname. I just made that up right now. But, we'll probably see. I don't expect Mafia to do anything out of the ordinary. I don't think he's really known as a player who's going to go out of his way to pull off some crazy antics unless he sees his opponent go for something crazy. Always loving to drone up and really get that powerful macro play going. We'll see what he gets up to on this one. Of course, so Cloud Kingdom, a great map to take that third. Just get everything rolling here. Schnitzel's going to do his best to try and bunker rush him. Oh, do you mean Dano versus Pox? Yeah, I suppose he could do that. Schnitzel's going to do his best to block out this third for a short while, but of course we do have a couple of links that are just popping out now. They're going to help out with defending against any possible early pressure that Schnitzel might want to put on. But the Forge is done, Gateway on the way, Cannon also there as well, and as we can see, Schnitzel going to pick up gases 1 and 2 inside the main. Good map for Mutiling. As far as I know, I don't think Mafia is too much into Mutiling on this map. I could quite be wrong. I won't profess to know everything about how Mafia plays, but I don't think he'd go for something like that on this map. I think it's a little bit more of a Roach Infestor based map. So I'm sort of expecting something a little bit more along those lines. Maybe Roach Ling right at the start, just to, of course, as you will normally see in ZVP, you'll normally see those combination of units. But I think, he'll probably go for that solid sort of Infestor Roach style right at the start of the game to, just take advantage of the fact that Zerg players can try and come in here, deny this third base. If you can come in from these multiple angles here, I'm just going to draw all sorts of angles. That's because that's how many there are on this one. That's how many angles there are, guys. Keep that in mind when you're playing. That's your Nexus there. It's a circle-based building. Anything can come in from that side, alright? So just keep that in mind. Yeah, I kind of would expect a little bit more roach infested out of Mafia on this map. As we can see for the moment, just continuing to drone up. Looks like the probe going to make its way reasonably far, but not going to get in the meat of things, and not going to be able to find out what's going on. He does have +1 on the way. No third gas just yet, so well, you technically can, but it's not as strong, I don't think. You still can Sentry Immortal, but I doubt that he's going to do that. We're still just waiting to see exactly what tech is up to here. We still haven't seen a Stargate or a Robo or anything like that. He's just got the +1 weapons on the way. Of course, the Warp Gate tech is researching right now. There is a third gas. Of course, there is a Sentry as well. The Overlord just up here in that very sexy Overlord spot, just saying, you know what, I can see everything that is going on. Has an eye on the fact that the Forge is spinning. There are a couple more gates now coming up. Expect a Robo now. There it is from Schnitzel. So he is going to go up to a 4-gate Robo with a +1. I'm expecting him to get a Warp Prism out. The Voyeur Overlord. Wow, that's beautiful. I love that, Claymores. I love that. So I'm probably going to expect a Warp Prism based play. If any of you saw the Blizzard World Cup thingy, when Mafia played against SKT's Rain, when Rain pulled off that Warp Prism based gateway attack play on the third base, Mafia had quite a lot of trouble seeing that coming, and then was a little bit flustered when defending against it too. So perhaps, maybe if Schnitzel is aware of that particular issue occurred, then he might try and go for something similar. But the layer is on the way, round about just under halfway done. Link Speed also halfway done. Evo Chamber just popping up. Macro Hatch as well, and the Roach Warren all done here for Mafia. So we will see that Warp Prism coming out here from Schnitzel. He does have a couple of Zealots now warping in. There it is, beautifully timed. Going to pick them up. And what you want to do with this is you want to just try and take it along as far as you can undetected. The issue is that I'm a little bit surprised he didn't actually push out to the watchtower to clear out this Ling here. But what you want to do is when you get to sort of around about this point here, you can deploy the Prism, warp in some more units. In fact, no, he's not going to be able to do that because he's warped in more sentries. Alright, that's slightly different to what I thought he was going to do, but he is going to be able to drop off some of these Zealots here. May be able to get rid of, beautifully done, does get rid of one of those creep tumors there. Meanwhile for Mafia, he's got some preparations ready. A Spore Crawler inside the main, a lot of Lings about to pop out, 20 Lings, 6 Roaches now just coming out as well. Beautiful surround on that Queen, unfortunately will not be able to keep her alive. Sorry, he actually will be able to keep her alive for the time being. Just a couple more shots on there and that will be lights out for that Queen, and no god will be able to save that one. But he is going to jump inside the main. This is the point, like I said, I think, yeah, a little bit unfortunate there for Schnitzel. I think that warp in there was perhaps a little bit unnecessary. I mean, you can go for, oh, he is actually going for a Sentry model all in. Fair enough. But yeah, what I was going to say is that normally what you would see... Oh, sorry, he's not going for an all-in, he's going for an expand, my bad. What you would normally see is you would see the players sort of warp in a few sentries as well when they go for the attack on the third base, and Mafia has blocked off this third Nexus from completing, and in fact has forced a cancel on a couple of these buildings here. That is a little bit sloppy there from Schnitzel, and he's going to have quite a lot of trouble. There are so many Roaches out here. The Force Field's a little bit off target there, just letting in most of the Roaches for that attack, and with the Immortal there, he will be able to fend it off. Just needs to keep this probe alive so that he can get that third Nexus down. But now Mafia is doing a fantastic job. He's decided it's go time with Roaches and Lings already on the way up to 144 supply. Only 2 Immortals are out here, and if the Roaches are able to target them down, in fact he's going to target down some of these sentries, doing a good job removing the sentry count, and now Mafia is putting himself in a very nice spot right now. He is down, he's dwindling in his supply right now, but I tell you what, when you've got this many Lings out, he's going to deny that third base for quite a long time. So Mafia is just really maneuvering himself beautifully right now, utilizing that fantastic micro. He's up to 61 drones right now, has got all of these Lings and Roaches inside his opponent's natural, in fact inside, and it looks like he's just going to try and get all sorts of damage done. Gets that last sentry? Yes, he does. Well done. In fact, sorry, there is one more sentry left, but Lings are streaming out from Mafia. He doesn't even care about the fact that there are some, you know, all of those Stalkers and quite a lot of Zealots here. He's just going to go for broke with all of those Lings. Got a total of 53 Lings out right now. 61 is the drone count, so he's sort of just stuck at the moment on that sort of mid-high range on the drones, so he's just going to sit there for the moment, stabilize himself, get some more of these roaches out. We got 13 more roaches, plus 2 to missile attacks, also on the way. A very, very familiar style. If you're a Protoss player, you probably have seen this particular kind of thing quite a lot on ladder. That Ling Roach style, pushing at the third base, making sure that the third does not go up, and Mafia is teching behind all of this as well. Gases 3 and 4 on the way, in fact 5 and 6 are on the way. He's going to try and tech behind the rest of this. In fact, I did see an infestation pit somewhere. Oh, there it is. Alright. So the infestation pit is just there already, halfway done on the pathogen glands as well, and he's going to just get prepared. He's going to now try and come in. What you want to do at this point here, Mafia is probably just going to try and sweep through. He's going to try and come in at this angle here. We'll use an arrow. He's going to try and come in here, take down the Nexus if he can. That's all he needs to do. Even if he loses this large amount of lings, that's not going to matter too much at all. And in fact, he's going to just try and snipe down some of those units, the buildings, before they can get established. In fact, this assimilator did not live too long. And Mafia is still just continuing to pressure this base. He wants to cancel some of these. As I said, losing those lings isn't too much of an issue right now because he's going to get started on the infestors. In fact, 6 infestors are on the way along with the burrow tech. So he's going to be able to bring in those infestors, throwing down some of the fungal growth, and then he should be able to push in and do a really good job. But he's got to get this 4th up. Does need the 4th at this point here because, as we saw, Schnitzel has gotten out of Colossus. He's got a couple of these robo units now that are going to really help out in any kind of defense he needs to mount. But back inside, like, you know, what else have we got going on here for Schnitzel? He's got the extended thermal lance on the way. We do have Blink as well, which is really going to help out, and just also the upgrades coming along, plus 2 on the weapons are also being researched right now. So Schnitzel doing his best to stay in touch with one of the greatest players in the C region right now, and Mafia is just continuing to macro up. We've got this 4th base up and running, probably going to get started on another hatch just up here very soon as well. And I'm very surprised that this is not being killed off. The Voyeur Overlord, as mentioned by Claymores, is still there and has not been sniped down. But, you know, Schnitzel's got bigger things to worry about. He needs to maintain this 3rd base. He does need to sort of start heading towards that mothership tech. If he really wants to try and salvage this game, he's got to be very prepared for the fact that the Broodlords are going to be on the way very soon. As we can see, nicely timed out by Mafia. We've got the Lair now switching into the Hive. He's also getting up some static defenses here to protect against any possible drops that might come along. I do love that. Not enough players do that. And the Spire is here somewhere. Where is it? Alright, there is a Spire somewhere, guys, and it's switching into a greater Spire. I have no clue where that is. Oh, there it is. Okay, sorry. Alright, so greater Spire now morphing in. Look at that creep spread from Mafia. He is just absolutely everywhere on this map. Has complete vision of what's going on. Even sees this War Prism now heading up towards the top left-hand side of the map. Infestor's going to come along. Probably going to drop down a fungal death ball on top of that Prism. And it is not going to last too long. There it is. Drops down at some of these Zealots here. Wants to try and get these in to do some harassment to the Infestors. But unfortunately, just right on the ball there. Fungal's not overlapping at all. Bam! Look at that. These guys have nowhere to go. The unfortunate part, perhaps, is that this is soaking up quite a lot of the Fungals. I'm a little bit surprised that it took Mafia so long to get his units across here. But looks like the Zealots will go down, sweeping through the last couple of those there. And in fact, just a couple of taps from those Lings and they go down. So, Mafia, in a commanding lead right now, has creep all over his opponent's 4th base. And things are just looking beautiful for him right now. Schnitzel needs to pull pretty much a rabbit out of the hat right now. He's on 3 bases, which is a very nice position for a Protoss player, but I mean, when you've got a Zerg who's attacking into your natural, he's probably going to knock down that Forge. Things are not going to be looking good at all. He's going to be careful with the approach. Schnitzel now coming in. This is that point where Mafia's like, you know what, I'm going to get some damage done, and, you know, if I lose all these units, I got Broodlords coming, so I'm not really phased at all. Beautiful force fields there, just start locking in some of those roaches. They're going to get swept over by the oncoming Protoss forces, but a couple do make it inside the main base. They're going to get a little bit of damage done here. The worker count for Schnitzel, currently down to 58. It's not too much of a bother. Like, I mean, we're at the 19-minute mark, and you've got 3 next side. It's not too much of a problem to lose some of these. The other unfortunate thing is that the Burrow Roaches are still here, and he has gotten up double Stargates here. The Fleet Bacon is on the way, and Schnitzel is preparing. He really needs to try and get this third base, but unfortunately that creep from Mafia is still yet to recede. It's still got quite a way to go before you can put it down, put that Nexus down. A little bit surprising that perhaps he hasn't peeked over at the right-hand side, but as you can see, lots of Lings coming in. The Broodlords have all morphed in. We've now got a total of 11 creep spreads. We've got 11 Broodlords out on the map right now. A couple of the Corruptors are still about, just in case they're needed. There are Infestors on the ground as well. I think the Corruptor count's sitting at around about 6. Yeah, it is. So 6 Corruptors, 11 Broodlords, and all of these Infestors on the ground, 8 in total. We've also got a Ling flank prepared on the left-hand side of the map, so Mafia is just prepared to just throw caution to the wind. We'll probably see him just move forward and just try and roll through the rest of these units, and the Lings across the left-hand side of the map are going to attack in, no doubt about that. The Templar have been brought in to assist here, but unfortunately they're not going to help out. The Lings now just running their way inside the main and the Nat. These Lings have now only just sort of revealed themselves that they're on the map there, and the rest of them inside the main. The Roaches unburrowing. Void Rays are on the way out, but unfortunately it's not going to help at all. There are so many Broodlords here, the Corruptors as well, Infestors on the ground providing their support, and the Void Rays, well, not doing too bad. He's taking out some of these Corruptors, but the issue is that Schnitzel still has to deal with all of these Broodlords, and while you know, the Void Rays can eventually deal with all of them, the question is, will he be able to deal with them in time? Because now he's sitting on 2 bases. We've lost the natural base here, and Schnitzel is forced to GG. So, game number 1 in this best of 3 goes to Mafia there. Really well played. I think we all sort of predicted that it would go to a very macro style there for Mafia. Schnitzel went out with that Warp Prism and sort of, it looked like he was going to do that rain style that I was mentioning, where you drop down on the third, warp in some more units, and just really harass that third base quite a lot, forcing the Zerg to build quite a lot of units instead of those drones that they love. But didn't really pull it off. I'm not really sure what went down there. So